Ahoy guys, welcome back. Today we're going to work on the mill a little more. I got some track extensions, so we're going to extend the track on here to the end of the trailer, and we're going to slide the whole assembly forwards. I think we can get another 5 inches out of it, so let's have a look here and I'll show you what we're up to today. Well, here's our mill here. It's the Range Road 5026. It's a pretty decent mill. So we are going to extend the track on it today to the length of this little trailer that it's sitting on, but we're going to have to replace all of these supports that I got in here. They're just too weak and flimsy. And then like right here in the middle of the trailer, it's like bowing in right in here. So we're going to try and fix up all of this, so when we do cut some more wood here, everything's going to be straight and true. So yeah, we're going to try and we'll move the whole thing forward. I think we can get another 5 inches there. And then I think back here we can gain another 40 inches. 40, yeah, but, well, we're going to be, and then that 5 up there will be 45 inches, maybe just a little bit more. So that would help out quite a bit. That would give us, let's grab a tape measure and have a look here. So we're 16'4" to the end of the trailer, and we're now at another 5. So it'll be 16'9" when we move the whole assembly forwards at 5 inches. So here's my track extension piece. This was the original track that was on here, but it got damaged right in there. Same with the other side too, right there. But I'm going to cut these in half. So I'm only going to come out to the end of the trailer, and then the legs will be right here on the end, and then this bunk might be just over the edge just a little bit. But we'll get back to this here, damage. It's all crooked and flattened out, and that was from the mill sitting there. And when it was sitting on the trailer, I had everything strapped down, and then I moved the mill down the road or whatever, I don't remember, but it must have bounced around a few times on there and it wrecked the track there. So I pulled them ones off and put 2 new ones on. But I'm going to use these ones, and I'm going to cut them off right back here somewhere, because the bunk can sit right there in them 2 holes. And then we'll have a support foot there and a support foot there. And then I have my holes right there to join these guys together. So this goes just like this. And then the other track goes on. Gets bolted on. I have to remove these, the stoppers, and then yeah, I'm gonna have to drill new holes in this one here, probably somewhere's in here. Here's all my big 2x6s I got cut. I'm going to cut each one at 50 inches. And they're going to go underneath. So here's one thing too with these that I cut. Some of them were awfully crooked. I don't know if you can see down there. Really wavy stuff. And I noticed quite a bit that you'd be coming along and one of these knots or something, and the blade would want to dip or lift. So I farted around quite a bit with it here, you know, and I readjusted the blade, retightened everything, still having the same issue. And then I got looking over here, and you got these two sliders that are here. There's one here and one here, and it's just a bolt that goes in and holds them in place. See, it's got a little bit of movement there still, not much. But I had over, way over 1/8 of an inch of a gap. So the blade was just going along and it would just dive or it would lift. So if you guys are having any problems with your blade doing anything like that, that could really be part of your problem. So I adjusted that side and I adjusted this side a bit, and that problem was eliminated. So it's just one thing, you know, I don't know. I don't remember if I have ever adjusted them. But you kind of always look down at it, you know, and the blade's always riding here, but you need to get down and look under and see how much of a gap there is. Just a quick little tip. So I'm thinking that we got a lot of weight on here with the whole sawmill head, that if I was to raise this up, slide new supports in, it's going to raise it up like this. But then if I was to run the mill up to this end and try doing there, I don't know if it might want to bend the track a bit. So I think we're going to bring the power head all the way up here, and I'm going to use my pulley system, my chain hoist here, and I'm going to lift it up off of the tracks, and then we can lift the track up, put new supports under, and get a clean start right from there. So let's get started. Oh, we didn't really gain too much by lifting it, that's for sure. It's heavy. It's just sagging my whole cable system down, so. But it's taken a lot of the weight off of it. I can kind of just, I can lift it like really easy there, so that should be okay. So maybe we'll start down at the back end and put our supports in. We got to cut them still first, and I think we're at 50 inches, so let's go have a look. There, it's exactly 4 foot. But if we come over the edge just a bit, an inch on each side. So yeah, we'll cut them at 50. It's getting to be very warm out here right now. Very humid. probably over the last, I don't know, last 24, 30 hours. Oh, we got probably, I don't know, maybe close to 2 to 2.5 inches of rain. Which is good, because now they lifted the fire ban. Got this big old piece of plate steel, 1/2 inch thick. It's for a target to shoot, but it works pretty good to hold your board down. Well, I'll get these all cut and I'll see you guys back in a couple of minutes here. There's our boards all cut. These are true dimension 2x6s. So hopefully it all goes easy. Just lift that end up a bit, slide a new one under. Keep going. I guess until we get up maybe to here. And then we can release the mill, let it go back, and then carry on with these ones. But first of all, we're gonna have to try and slide this another 5 inches forwards. But it's getting hung up here on the, right here on the trailer. So I'll just have to keep this lifted up a bit more when I slide it. Should be fine. And then with these new 2x6s in here, it should lift it up that extra so it clears that all the time. I'm gonna have to re-level, readjust the whole track system, but that's fine. And then once we get this done here, we'll carry on to the back end and we'll put our pieces on the back, and yeah, we'll have to cut them and drill a couple holes, and she should be good as new again. Always something to tinker with. But it'll be nice to get a little bit more, you know, it'll be able to mill 14-foot logs now. Because before I was limited to, it was right at the 10-foot mark. Maybe like 10-foot 1. So we're going to gain another 4 inches or 4 feet out of this. So that'll be awesome. Yeah, that should be okay. Well, I lifted this up, I pried it up a bit, so. Get that first one in there. We'll go try pushing from the back end. So our bunks here they're touching here now, so we gained our 5 inches there. I'm gonna have to unloosen this foot here. Grab a wrench. Stuff's starting to get a little rusty, seized up with a bunch of sawdust. Might be a good idea to go over them every now and then and spray a little WD-40 on them, just to keep them freed up until for the next time you actually need to adjust something. Yeah, just like that should work good. Try and prop this up a bit. That piece out of there. Yeah, here's all I had in there before. A little chunk of rotten 2x4. And I think this here was a piece of poplar. This piece pretty bowed. I think that's what I had with some poplar when I first set the mill up. I should put some big timbers in here. Some 8x8s and then set the whole thing on it. I might have to do that. I'll have to maybe use the chainsaw mill and mill some 8x8s with the chainsaw mill. Then I can have it long enough. But for now, this is what I'm going to have to use and do. Well, we got each one in now. It's crazy that it's sitting on something solid now. Some of these feet aren't even touching the board. That's how warped them other pieces were that I was using. They just weren't strong enough to hold the weight of everything up. These ones up here, they're not touching for sure, because the track's resting here on the actual frame of the trailer. So I guess we could probably release the tension here and let the mill back down on the track. Well, there's a bunk that's not touching. These ones are all touching here. But you'd think that, you know, just that one's touching, but this one's not. I'll show you how much flex there is. The old track has lots of flex there. That's why these feet all got to be adjusted, and they got to have tension on each one good. So you can untighten the top one, and then you're going to tighten the bottom one up. And it'll push the foot down. I'll just leave this guy loose for now because we're going to be adjusting each and every one of them hereafter. Well, let's have a look at our track. We'll take these stoppers off. They're a 1/2 inch. We can put our plate on. I just want to hand snug these up. I don't want them tight yet. Still be able to move this. What can we do? Throw that bunk up there. Well, that side's half done there. I need to go and grab my other feet. I have another foot for here and one for back here. We can put our other 2 boards in, and that'll help hold everything up while we tighten everything and figure out where we're going to cut these off at. And then we'll put this last bunk on at the back here. So I'll go grab the feet and I'll be right back. Oh, never mind. I had them out here already. That one's missing a nut. Well, we'll take this this stopper off. So where this is here, I'm going to have to put it down on that end, but I'm going to have to drill holes. The only other thing I was thinking here too is this last bunk. I don't know if I have any bolts for it. I'll have to look. I think I have some in a drawer. Just get them finger tight for now. I'm pretty excited to have this up and going again. Got to make a pile of 2x6s. Probably gonna go, I'm gonna build a building here, a tool shed / workshop. And it's gonna be 10 by 20. And I'm gonna do it all out of 2x6s. The whole floor, all the walls, everything 2x6s. Should be a pretty good project. It's that little white shed there. That's kind of what it is. It's just a little tool shed, but it needs to leave. It's outlived its life. Well, I guess person can slide, I'll put this other foot in. So that's looking pretty good. Before I adjust any of this and tighten this stuff, I'm going to put this last bunk on. So I'll go and yeah, I got to go find a couple bolts because I don't have no extras here. And then we'll get that bunk put on. Well, we'll just hide out here in the woodshed for a few minutes. See what this rain cloud does. Like, we got a lot of rain this last bit, so I know they're calling for a little bit more today. Just about done my project here, and then it's got to rain. Yo, winds just picked right up. Thought some trees were gonna get blown down. That's another project too here. Got to get this whole shed right filled back up. And I fill it up with birch, and it holds about, I don't know, 6 or 7 quarts. 6 quarts for sure. I already started on this here. This is some new stuff. Hopefully, it was cut down a year ago, so it just got split this last while. It's It's actually really been drying fast. I'm hoping that it dries out good this summer because I'm going to burn it this winter. Well, we'll take a few minute break here, and hopefully the storm passes and we'll get her finished here. Well, the weather broke. I don't know if you guys can hear. It's just like thousands of frogs right now. Bolts are kind of goofy. The head's 9/16 and the nuts are 5. I think I'll have to leave these two a little bit loose. Yeah, I sure hoping the weather would smarten up here. Get this finished this evening here. Then I can mill a bunch of lumber tomorrow. The level here and make sure these two tracks are sitting square to each other. So they're pretty even right here. So our rails are all installed. Bunks are all tightened in. Feet are all in, they just got to be adjusted. Everything's looking pretty good. It's pretty much no transition, it's just smooth right across. That side is too. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tighten these up. And then I'm gonna adjust all of these feet so everything's touching, and then I'll throw the level on and see where we're sitting. I'll turn you back on in a minute here. Well, everything's looking good. Everything's level. Just looking for the odd one here that's really loose still. It's always going to be carrying tension. This one's not even touching. As soon as you tighten one, it's almost going to loosen another one somewhere. So. This one's really loose. Okay. Have a look at the track again. So it's showing has to come up here and has to come down here. So that's something to do with this right where the two pieces join. I think I want them stops right in here somewhere. So you want to get these ones as smooth as you can. For a straight edge, put it on there, and then you don't have nothing interfering. It'll just smooth sailing all the way through. That looks pretty darn good there. So I checked all of them like that and they're all good. Anyways, here's the damaged part of the track. So I'm probably gonna put the stopper somewhere right there anyways. I don't want it too far back because then it'll be putting weight where there's no support. So I think a person goes in here somewhere. Be good. And then I'll probably come up here and cut the track off here. This might take a few minutes. One done. We'll go drilled out the other one there. And then we'll come back and cut this off. Maybe I'll mark this one right now. "44 inches. Well, one project done. The list is getting smaller and smaller. Still lots to do though. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm really looking forward to milling a bunch of logs up here. Track's looking pretty good, all nice and straight and level. We gained ourselves another, well, about 4 feet. Actually, we should go here right now. Can't find my tape measure. Bright orange, and I lose it all over the place. $17 foot. 17, 16, 15, we lose. What is it we lose? The back of the bunk. $29 inches. And then we lose another 4 inches, I think it is, at the front, for where the blade comes through, and the front of the mill touches the stops at the front and where the blade comes through. I think we lose 4 inches. So yeah, we'll be right at that 14 foot mark. It's been a long day. So I think from start to finish, I'm probably into this video and doing all this probably 7 or 8 hours. When, you know, if I just went and did it and not videoed it, probably would have been done in an hour and a half. But I enjoy doing the videos, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys on the next one here. We're gonna mill some lumber. See you soon.